before we proceed, I want to let you know right now that there is a big opportunity. There's a big opportunity, and I'll tell you all about it in a bit. But first, I want you to take a look, right? I want you to take a look at what most freelancers preach. Here's what most freelancers tell us, tell you, tell everyone else. They tell you you need to do this years before you get the right to charge premium. But how do you explain people like Jerson, who in just 7 days went from 0 to 100K in just a little more than a week? And this is coming from someone na skeptic. When I talk on a stage talking about 0 to 7 to 100K in 7 days, he said bullshit. Like, hype tong tao to, grabe to. And but then when he went inside, like literally, like 2 days after the enrollment, ayan siya. I think his wife was pregnant during that time, and iyak talaga. Like, natuwa talaga sila sa ano, iyak sila sa tuwa. And I mean, I'm happy when that happens, right? But here's what other freelancers do. They say you need a stack of client portfolio. They also say you need a website to show authority. But how do you explain this? And, diba? And Camille, she has no portfolio, no website. She says, both of these clients reach out to me. Since di pa talaga ako nag-outreach that got 100% conversion rate. No portfolio, no website. And then she closed over 1 million yata in pesos. Diba? Or 26K for the month. So that no portfolio, that no website, that's bullshit. In fact, you could get one client like this and then pahinga ka na. Diba? 1 million eh. Solid na yan. Now, other freelancers also say you need to have tons of experience. So how do you explain this? Like Marvin, who charged 3,494, 997 per month. And ang PS nga, sabi niya, hindi man lang naghanap ng portfolio whatsoever. Naisip ko, paano kung scammer lang ako, chika-chika lang lahat ng sinabi ko. And that's why we try to filter people who are watching this. Kasi we don't want this strategies falling into the wrong hands. Because they can be used really to scam people. I said, you don't, like I said, you don't need experience, you don't need credentials. Now, other freelancers would say, you need to work more hours if you want to earn more. So how do you explain this? How do you explain August you signed up for the tribe, August, September, October. The October she hit his first 7 figures. November, December, by December, after 5 months, she hit her first 8 figures. And she does it working 4 hours daily. And if you know, for those who aren't aware what 8 figures is, that's around 10 million per month. That's over 10 million per month. So how do you explain that? That's the question. How do you explain that? Now, other freelancers again would say you need to sign up on freelancing platforms. Diba? Kailangan daw mag-Upwork, kailangan daw mag-freelance. Ano. Now, I have nothing against Upwork. I have nothing against online jobs. In fact, I advocate that you use those tools. But getting clients isn't just solely on Upwork. Like, for example, Sharon, she had like zero pesos. Naawa nga ako sa kanya when she joined. She joined in the tribe last May. Zero, as in zero talaga. In that span, she landed first paid BCS kasi wala siyang experience. Like, trained the client using the script for hourly rates and close an email copywriting project. But here's the thing, wala siyang experience, wala siya sa Upwork. And she got this client from sending a cold email. Email lang. In fact, you can see it here. Close an email copywriting project last night because I've been spying on your cold email na ginawa na pinost ko sa tribe. Now, other freelancers would say you need to work to get paid, which is partly true. Right? But here's the thing. How can you explain this? Like Bea getting paid even while she's not working, right? Imagine getting paid almost $700 for a week na hindi ka nagtrabaho. Diba? That's the kind of freelancing that I want you guys to experience. Yung tipong nagkasakit ka, pero may pumapasok na pera. That's why we're doing this kind of webinars, so that you guys have an idea of what freelancing really is. Not just all these things na narinig nyo sa ibang mga freelancers. Diba? There's another thing. You need to charge a lower rate per hour to get clients. That's what most freelancers say. But if that's the case, how do you explain this? $100 per hour. And he didn't even have to do the Facebook ads. Consultant lang siya as Facebook ads. Facebook ad consultant. Diba? Like, ano yun? Like, lokohan? Lokohan lang ba? Is that how it is? I want you guys to realize the opportunity around here. Like, for those who don't have experience, for those who are charging by the hour, for those who have no portfolio, no credentials whatsoever, I hope you realize the opportunity that's right in front of you. Because here's what most freelancers preach. And the problem is they teach it as if it's true, but they are not facts. Because if they are, then how can you explain these? Like Kat getting 5K, Isa, two clients in one day. Diba? Like Faye doesn't have any experience. Just close a project for 2,000 per copy. Diba? Rhea doing a 800 task that she can do in a day. So how can you explain that? There are hundreds more proof what I'm about to show you works. Now let me ask you, can you imagine how huge of a playing field this is? Yeah. Can you imagine a world? Yeah? Can you see how this changes everything? Can you imagine a world where those who are just starting out can change their life in literally a week or a month from now? And the reason why I'm telling you this, kaya inuna ko to, diba? Kaya inuna ko to. Because the things I'm gonna talk about later, it feels so counterintuitive. It feels so counterintuitive that your brain is gonna have a hard time believing it. And it's not your fault. Right? It's not your fault that you have a hard time believing it. We've been accustomed to the society that we have. Many people made us believe that those things are true. You see it every day. Di ba? Mag-apply ka sa trabaho, kailangan mo ng magandang resume. Kailangan mo magandang credentials. We live, I live, live my whole life thinking that. So for you guys, knowing this now, especially ngayon pala makita, like there are tribe members here who already know this, but for those who are not inside the tribe, this is gonna be a shock to your system. This is really gonna be a shock. Like parang, ano pinagsasabi nitong, like, is this even true? That's why I talked about those proof first so that it would be easier for your brain to absorb what I'm gonna say next. And there are freelancers who continue to work, right? They work 60 to 80 hours a week to earn a decent income, sometimes causing themselves and their family stress. They always have to worry about money, where their next client is gonna come from. And for most of them, freelancing is, based on luck, which this is something I really, really hate. Like sometimes I'd go into groups and then I'd see someone, all you need to do is just, just pray and you'll get the client. Um, just wait for it and it will come for you. Like, I have nothing against praying. Really, I have nothing against praying. But if your business strategy is to pray so that you can get a client, then you don't have a business. I hate to be harsh, but that's right. I mean, if your business strategy includes praying and hoping that you get a client, I don't know what kind of business you're running. You can ask any successful business out there, and I think those two are not like part of their strategy. It's an addition probably, but not a part of their strategy, right? And for me, freelancing is a business. That's how I treat business. You could be lucky. I have no problem with being lucky, but you just can't rely on luck for your freelancing, right? And the sad thing is, they'll never have the chance to live the life they want, especially those freelancers who are saying all these things. They won't have the chance to live the life they want because they're already deep into the mud. Like they're now deep into that belief. And most of them have a hard time going away from that belief, right? But there's a way to fix it, a way to attract clients so you won't have to chase anymore. More free time, like what I'm showing you earlier. You never have to worry about, not having a client anymore, right? So with that being said, my goal for you is to you get paid not on what you do, but based on the value that you provide. So are you guys ready to implement this? Are you guys ready? Wow, full house, nice. GG says yes. Arvin says ready. Ben Sobra. Jude says yes. Carlos says yes. Y3S. Christine says yes. Jam says pump. Glenda says 100%. Kay says yes. Noemi, ready. Gel ready. Justin says yes. Nadia says hell yeah. Sandra says ready, sir. And so let me do a quick intro about myself. Like quick 1 minute now. We'll begin now, right? A quick intro about myself. so that you have an idea who exactly, I am. And so let me do a quick intro. Yeah, so that's me. That's and so that's me with my tongue out. And my name is John Pagulayan. By the way, I'm a boy from Bicol, eldest of four siblings. And when I started out, freelancing, okay, chinses parang hindi ka coach, like grabe. So when I started freelancing, samahan niyo sa sa past self ko. And when I started freelancing, I had no budget, I have no skills, I have no experience, I have no portfolio, I have no certificates, no network, no degree, no sales background, and lastly, no English. No English talaga. Like the only reason I can speak English now is because I worked in a call center. I worked in a call center before. That's why I can speak English. But aside from that, I've nothing. I didn't even graduate college. I didn't even graduate college. I do have one sem, two sems, 1.5 sems of experience. I do have 1.5 sems of experience being an engineer in Diliman. Yeah, you can ask in Diliman, like when I went out. But that's it. That's all the experience that I have. I was working in a call center for 12 hours straight. Before I started freelancing, I was working in a call center 12 hours, 11 to 12 hours. And then I'd study for another 4 to 5. I'd study for another 4 to 5. And you guys know what I'm studying. I'm studying how to do freelancing. 11 to 12 hours straight, study for another 45 hours on the computer, studying freelancing, then sleep 4 to 5 hours. Yeah. Now, that is one of the reasons why I don't tell people the school that I'm from. Okay, because just because it's in the UP Diliman, that doesn't mean shit. Ang dami bobo sa UP. Like mga like my classmates who are in the engineering class, they can barely speak a lick of English. So the question, how did you pass Diliman without English? It doesn't make sense. People in Diliman, especially the not so Konya ones, they don't even speak English. Okay, so don't let the school that I came from intimidate you that that I'm special or something. Because if I was special, I could have graduated. I could have graduated, but I didn't. So I was working in a call center before, 11 to 12 hours, 4 to 5. After going home, I go to a computer shop. 4 to 5, spend another 4 to 5 hours um, doing freelancing. Not really doing, but studying, studying freelancing, and only to wake up and do it again the next day for the full 9 months. That's my life for the full 9 months prior, when I was beginning to freelance. Like really, 11 to 12 hours straight work. Pag-uwi, I'm gonna do study and all that. And then after studying, matutulog 4 to 5 hours. And I've been doing that for 9 straight months. Problem is, 9 straight months, and still I have no client. In fact, it was damaging my relationships now with my tropa. They can no longer ask me to drink. My family, my wife and I were having a fallout back then. Uh, sabi ko pa nga, magiging masamang tatay at asawa muna ako. And then there's my son. I can't even play with him. My health was deteriorating. Sobrang payat. I mean, like, sobrang payat. And then there's work. Wherein I cannot concentrate 100% of work because at the back of my head, I'm thinking, I've got to make this freelancing work. I really got to make this freelancing work. And it's not because I'm dedicated or anything. It's just that it got me so obsessed. It got me so obsessed with freelancing to see this other side na, pucha, kaya ko palang kumita na mas mataas pa sa ano eh. Right? Like, if I can earn more than my director, who's earning like 200K simply by being in the house, why am I spending my time in the office? Right? Why am I spending my time in the office? In fact, I remember saying to my wife during this phase, the, the 9 months, I said to my wife, next year, yayaman na tayo. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why I said that, but I just knew that I can't go on living the way I've been living for the past decade. I mean, nothing was happening. Nothing was happening for me. Like I was almost like really broke because I was trying to make this whole freelancing thing work. Wala ka pang laptop. But and it wasn't until I met like people who've helped me. I met a mentor. I met a lot of people who've helped me along the way. It wasn't until I met them that I was able to learn that freelancing really is just this four letter process. That's what freelancing really is in a nutshell, right? CCPP. And when I say CCPP, it's connect, call, right? Proposal, and then you get paid. Now, here's the thing. What makes this process different from what most Filipino freelancers are doing nowadays, right? What makes us different? What makes us different is this. The usual way of freelancing, right? You have to apply on job posts, right? That's what you usually do. Either you apply on job posts or you get sent an invite. But if you're not experienced, I don't think anyone's gonna send you an invite right away, right? Now the new way, instead of applying, it's you who connect with ideal clients. It's you who chooses exactly who you want to work with. The old way, it's you who's getting interviewed. The new way, the way we do it is we're the ones who are interviewing clients. We're the ones who are interviewing clients. So we're not being asked about our experience. We're asking clients what their problem is. That's a big difference right there. Now the old way, you send an application, you send a resume, like what Christine said earlier, right? CV. You send a resume. And the reason why I don't know that is the new way that we do freelancing is we don't send resume, we don't send applications. Instead, we send a proposal. The old way, you get paid after, right? Do the work, you get paid after. The way we do it, you get paid before you even do a service, right? So for those who are saying, no, I don't want to go to outside of work because I would be scammed, all that, etc., etc. How can you be scammed if the money is already in your account? How could you be scammed if the money's already there? If anything, they should be afraid of being scammed because they already paid you, right? You get paid before you do the service. Delphin and Tracy says, now you're talking. Okay. So what was I talking about earlier? Now, do you guys get the difference between the old way of doing things and the new way? Do you guys get the difference? Boom. Jessa says big difference. Red says yes. Completely opposite. Ben says yes. Uh, Anna Bing says there's a big difference. Y says yes. Jesse says yes. Yep. Nice. Yes. Who says that? Proactive ang way. Proactive ang way. Definitely. Emmanuel says yep. It is really proactive. It's very different from being reactive, right? You're just waiting for things to happen. This one is very proactive. Now, that's not the only difference, right? That's not those four things are not the only difference. In fact, freelancers who are struggling are often committing these three huge freelancing mistakes. Okay, so let's start with the first one. The first one is this: mistake number one. Mistake number one is most freelancers that I know in the local scene are talking about their service. They keep talking about their service. In fact, you can ask a web designer what they do. What do you think the response is? If you ask a web designer what they do, what do you think they'd tell you? Can anyone tell me? If you ask someone who's a web designer what they do, what's the usual answer? I develop websites. Right. I'm a web designer. I design websites. I build websites. Right. Okay. Ask an article writer what they do, and they'd say, I write articles. Ask a Facebook ad specialist what they do, and they'd say, I do Facebook ads. And that's where the disconnect is. That's where the disconnect is. They keep talking about the service as if that saying that alone would magically, would magically make clients want to work with them. And here's what most people don't know. Selling, okay, selling is 50% market, 40% offer. The words that you say is only 10%. So by saying, put in number one if you've already seen this formula, put in number two if you haven't, or zero if you haven't. Number one if you've already seen this, zero if you haven't. Okay, so Christine says 0, Mong 0, Rona 0, and so yung iba hindi makapag-type kasi sinusulat na nila to. Here's the thing, right? Market is 50%, meaning these are the people that you want to serve, and offer is 40%, meaning this is exactly the results that you give, okay? Results that you give your clients. Now, I want you guys, if you're not, if your attention is somewhere right now, I want you guys to focus on this because this is exactly where everything will hinge on this formula right here. Okay, market 50, offer 40%, words is only 10%. So if you put the right offer in front of the right market, that means you've already reached 90% success. You've already reached 90% success if you have the right market and you put the right offer. Now, the problem is this: most freelancers focus on what to say rather than what the client needs. Most freelancers, in fact, the majority of freelancers focus on what to say, which is only 10% of the equation. That's why they can't sell their service because they focus on what to say instead of focusing on the 90%, which is finding out the right market, a specific market, and putting the right offer in front of that market. Now, again, like what I'm telling you earlier, the simplicity of this would trick your brain to say or think that this is not going to work because it's too simple in words, right? When I say it, like even me, natatawa ako right? Like how simple is that? Putting the right offer in the right market, right? And you can't blame yourself for for doing this because we were born and raised in an environment where achievements before value comes first. It's why parents are proud of kids who are first honors. It's why we give UP Diliman the like just because someone came from UP Diliman in engineering, we automatically think they're they're smart, which is not true. In fact, most of them are dumb in the real world. And that's the thing. We come from that environment where achievements before value comes first. But if you really understand the formula, right, really understand it down to its core, selling is supposed to be simple. And I've said it already and I'll say it again. It's putting the right offer in front of the right market. Putting the right offer in front of the right market. And if I haven't said it enough, let me say that again. Putting the right offer in front of the right market. Sinampla ka na ba? Did you guys get that? I really, really hope you do. Because this is important right here. Put the right offer in front of the right market. That's how simple selling is. Okay? That's how simple selling is. Now, let me give you a concrete example of this. Say, for example, you're selling dog food, right? You're selling dog food. You have the right marketing strategy. You have advertisements. You even have the entire Channel 2 and Channel 7 celebrities promoting your brand. But here's a big but. You're selling dog food to cat owners. Do you think people would buy your dog food? Daryl says, why would you sell dog food to cat owners? Exactly the point, man. Exactly the point. You would laugh at this. You would laugh at how stupid this is. But a lot of freelancers are doing this. They keep selling cat food to dog owners. They keep selling cat food to dog owners. You'd realize that later on. You'd realize that later on. They keep selling the wrong offer to the wrong market, which is a stupid thing to do. And again, it's not our fault. We grew conditioned to focus on achievements, credentials, and stuff before providing, knowing what's valuable really, right? And here, let me ask you a question. Like, let's put things, in a. Let me give you another example to make this concrete. Right? Imagine you're in a desert, right? Imagine you're in a desert. You're what do you call this? Imagine someone's in a desert. You're in a desert, and then you saw someone that like he's already there for like 7 days. He's like well, no, like 3 days, parched, singing ng tubig. Now it doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't even matter if you say anything. Heck, you can even close your mouth and just say like put the water in front of him and write down 100 pesos bottled water in the desert, 3 days, thirsty, right? That's the right market, the right offer in front of the right market. You don't need to say anything. They will grab it if they're thirsty. If you want to sell more, put in ice tubig or ice water. That's gonna sell more than the bottled water who didn't put in ice, right? That's how you sell. You don't even need to say anything. Now, even if the bottled water is only 20 pesos, right? You can put 100 pesos in there and they would still buy it. I put 500, put 1,000. If I have the money, I would buy that. I buy that because that's my problem. I'm parched, I'm thirsty, and I need water right now. Okay, so do you guys get this? Do you guys get this right now? I just want to make sure that this is I really drive deep on this principle, right? Because strategies will get you somewhere. Tactics can only get you somewhere as well. But what's important are the principles because principles are timeless. Facebook can change, social media can change, freelancing skill can change, right? The freelancing landscape could change, but if you know the principles, this not only apply to freelancing, this applies to everything when it comes to selling, right? This applies to everything when it comes to selling. So to check if you already got, right? Check if you got this. Let me ask you. Now, copywriters, okay, copywriters would know the answer to this. Okay, the copywriters would know the answer to this. But so you want copywriters, please don't answer it if you already know it. But if you don't, let me know. If you and I both owned a hamburger stand and we were in a contest to see who could sell the most hamburgers, what advantages would you like most to have on your side to help you win? What would you like most to have on your side? Side, price, value for money, Coke, Jigs, add cheese, Huawei, water, Risa, gutom lang ako. Carlin, Coke in can. Drinks. Uh-huh. Jay says, any drink, Ryan, Coke, better burger. Yan, meron na tayong mga magandang examples. Like we have good examples here. Terrence Manel says, better burger. Philip says, upsell discount. Wait, I didn't get that. Again, if you and I both own a hamburger stand and we work on this to see the sell, like say for example, we're beside Chug, right? Or somewhere else. What advantages would you most like? Maybe dito mga KG eh. Anyway, catchy advertising, right? Now, here's the thing. Okay, most freelancers are trapped into getting good location, quality service, better burger, good advertising. What else? Like a lot. They are so concerned about a lot of things. But if you and I had have our a contest, right? By the way, I've learned this question from Gary Halbert, probably one of the best copywriters who ever lived, right? A lot of copywriters would want quality taste, quality everything, quality like ambiance. But here's the thing: the only advantage that you would want if you're selling a burger are hungry people. That's it. You just want people who are hungry. You want a starving crowd. You want a starving crowd and put the offer right in front of them. Starving crowd, thirsty guy, put the water in front. Hungry crowd, put the burger. I hope you guys are realizing how simple it is to actually sell. Because we make selling complicated just because we think it's freelancing, because it's this, because it's that. It's not. It's selling is selling. It's putting the right offer in front of the right market. That's it. Right? It's and it says here, Carmela, yes, truth, logically thinking. Even illogically, it would make sense later, right? Rachel says, what if magkatabi? We're gonna answer that later on. Save your questions, right? So now, if now the reason why I ask you that, okay, the reason why I ask you that is I also want you to, how do I say this? Like, have an idea of what it really is, what what it really takes to sell a service, to sell a product, right? And here's an example of that. That's AJ, and AJ is the example that we're talking about earlier about the case study of someone getting a $3,500 dollars for his service, right? And what I want you guys to take note of, like AJ says, first premium client after my Upwork got suspended. This June, suspending Upwork account ko, 2 years that I've been using it. Akala ko kasi basta freelance, Upwork lang yun. So imagine that, going 2 years or on Upwork, and then suddenly you got banned. Now imagine having your entire life Upwork dependent. Where do you, saan kayo pupunta? Saan kayo pupunta? Right? So here's the thing. If you notice here, AG says, tapos biglang nag-book na lang sa akin, ng call sa akin, na hindi ko alam saan ang galing, kung sa LinkedIn ba, or Facebook, or kung saang platform. Now, what AJ was talking about is that this is outside of work, by the way, and someone suddenly booked a call with him without doing anything, right? Remember, our process is connect, call, proposal, pay. So he kind of skipped the process, right? He kind of skipped the process in a bit. And here's the reason why. Okay, guys, now I'm going to show you guys the reason why this happened. Okay, the reason why this happened. That's his profile. That's his profile right there. You guys see it? Let me know with a quick yes if you guys see AJ's profile. This is his profile, I think, in LinkedIn. Now that I know that you see it, here's what I want you guys to focus on, like the things that I put in a box, right? If you see here, he says, I help e-commerce business owners. It's specific. He has a specific target market. I help e-commerce business owners increase their average monthly orders through effective messenger marketing without breaking the bank on ads. That right there is an offer. In fact, right on top, just in case someone asks, like, okay, how much increase, right? He says, I help qualified businesses generate 20% more sales within 6 months guarantee. That's what he said, right? Now, remember our story about putting the right offer in front of the right market, right? If you remember that, basically what AJ was doing unknowingly, right? Unknowingly, what AJ was doing, he said he didn't do much connecting, right? He didn't message other people, but what he did was he was adding people in his network. He was adding people into his network. And if you remember the story about putting the right offer in front of the right market, any e-commerce business owner that would see this, okay? Betsy and Kate will gonna answer your questions later. Reserve that in the questions, right? Reserve that in the questions, right? But here's the thing. Here's what I want you guys to really internalize. You don't need to put in 20% sale. Like you guys are so focused on that you're literally forgetting the bigger picture here. It's, if you notice, he was talking about the right market, which is e-commerce business owners. And the offer is to increase their average monthly orders through effective messenger marketing without breaking the bank on ads. That's it. And if all AG did, right? And if all AG did is add e-commerce prospects and did nothing else, right? If that's all AG did and did nothing else, he would still get increased. In this case, the client booked a call, not because he was impressed, okay? Not because he was impressed by what AJ does, but because they were impressed by what AJ can do for them. Okay, the client booked a call not because he was impressed with what AJ does, but because they were impressed by what AJ can do for them. Instead of what saying, like saying what his service is, instead of saying I do chatbots, because that's what he does, right? That's what he does. I do chatbots. So if someone asks like, what do? I do chatbots. They don't fucking care about chatbots. They don't care if they have 10 times experience using chatbots. Instead, he had a specific market he wants to work with, which is e-commerce. He's the one doing the qualifying instead of the client. He offers specific results, and he talks more about the solution rather than the service, putting the burger in front of the starving crowd, putting the water in front of the thirsty man in the desert. And if you look more closely, remember his service is chatbots, right? If you look more closely, there's not even a single mention of the word chatbot. Can you guys spot like a word that talks about the service? Can you spot like he's a chatbot specialist? Most people who are chatbot specialists would say, "What do? I create chatbots," as if saying that would make them look cool. But no, it makes you a loser if you say that, right? So don't say that. Instead, talk about what exactly you can help the client with, right? What are chatbots for, right? What are chatbots for? Okay. So I guess the next question is, how do you make that happen, right? How do you make that happen? So here's a quick template, right, that you can use. I help ideal market or industry, and then insert their biggest problems or the results they want. And then buy without or without the solution they want, your solution, or that's something that they don't want. Okay. So this is something that I would like you guys to like really keep in mind if you know what I mean. Right. So that's kind of like the formatting. Like if someone asks what you do, you don't just say, I'm a chatbot maker or I'm a chatbot specialist. No. Right. I help blank, right, increase their sales or blah 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 without spending a dime on ads. That's a better that's a better thing to say than saying you're a chatbot specialist, right? And no, Marvin, this is not the SMIQ just yet. Right? But this right here, guys. This right here is your offer. This is your offer, and all you have to do again. We're just gonna go back. I hope you're not getting confused by the simplicity of this. This right here is your offer. And all you have to do is put it in front of a thirsty guy or a starving crowd. That's your job. Just put it in front of people that are, that needs exactly the service that you provide. That's it. That's why you need to have an ideal market. Because if you say I help businesses, even if I see your offer, I would not say that's for me. No, right? Because I don't see that that's for me. You said this is businesses. I don't know what kind of businesses you try to help. But if you tell me you have e-commerce businesses and I'm an e-commerce business, then I definitely would want to find out exactly what you can provide. Are we clear on this, guys? Here's a quick example of that, right? Here's a quick example. So I help dropshipping businesses increase store revenue by 20 to 30% without spending a single dime on ads. And the reason, here's something that I experimented with when I was doing emails. Actually, I'm still doing emails now. When I was trying to change markets, someone dared me actually to change markets. They dared me if that I'm really good at what I do, if I can change markets. So I did. So I said I could target, any market that you want, and I'd still get a client. So I asked them like, what market do you want me to target? And they said, try targeting dropshipping businesses. Okay, so I said yes. Okay, so I said yes. Now, before I did this whole offer thing, okay, before I did this, what I did was I connected with people in the drop shipping. I joined groups. I joined, I added people up, and I asked them, the question, like, when it comes to doing drop shipping, what's their number one single biggest challenge? And that's how you do freelancing, by the way. You're not doing freelancing to get paid by the hour. You're doing freelancing to solve a problem for clients. So unless you're solving for problem for clients, then I don't think you have, anyone. I don't think anyone has the right to be paid if they're not solving a problem. Because that's how most products are sold. You're solving a problem, right? Like even toys. Toys are made to solve the problem of boredom. So everything that we're selling in this earth is, you know, solves a problem. So I want to find out what their problem is. And most of them mentioned to me that their biggest problem is ads. Laging lugi, laging talo, ang taas ng click-through rate and all that shit about ads. So what I did, I went there, followed this format, right? And I told them that I help dropshipping businesses increase store revenue by 20 to 30% without spending a single dime on ads. Now imagine, most of them would kill for a 30% increase. And imagine me telling them that they don't have spend a single dime on ads, right? I just told you that you don't have to do the worst thing ever that you hate and still get profit. Okay. So I hope everyone is getting this, like how simple this is, right? Guys, if you have any questions, we're gonna ask them later. We're gonna give you time to ask questions, right? So it doesn't, if you notice here, right? If you notice, it doesn't really say exactly what service I am offering here, right? Can you guess what service I'm offering? No, no. Mary says no. Nadia says no. Joanna says no. Sheen says no. Really? Okay. Copywriting, email. Yep, I'm offering email marketing. But if you notice, I barely even mentioned it. I barely even mentioned it. And now, Evangeline, for the questions that you have, Adrian, for my question, like John Lee, Carmela, guys, save your questions later. I love to answer those later, right? I love to answer them later. So please save them when I ask, right? Just a quick yes if you guys heard that. O mamaya makalimutan niyo yung questions. Right. Right. Okay. So there. Right. Like I said, it doesn't say what kind of service I have, but if you put that right in front of dropshipping people who are spending tons of ads, especially during December, Q4, grabe, thousand clicks, then you got yourself an interested prospect. But let's take it a little bit, a little bit further, right? Say, okay, so all you have to do, guys, is to type in A or B, okay, later, okay, A or B. So the question is, if you're a six-figure agency, okay, if you're a six-figure agency, which would you choose? Which would you choose? If you're a six-figure agency, which should you choose? Wait. Sabi dito B, syempre. Why B? Why B? Why not A? A is a 10-year CPA. Ay, nyo A? Ay, okay. Right. Now, of course, not every people would choose letter B, right? Siguro out of 90 would choose letter A because they're more old school. They want more, they want the years instead of results. There are people like those, and we can help, but to have people that are not enticed with the offer. But if you notice here, freelancing A is a 10-year CPA, or in fact, freelancer A and B are same freelancers. They're all CPAs, but as long as CPA. But the main difference here is, right? The main difference here is, instead of just saying it's a 10-year CPA, freelancer B, right? I have online service-based businesses scale from 6 to 7 figures in a year, which is actually true. If you can save them taxes, if you can save them the expenses, if you can save everything, diba? If you can save them all that, then now you can, you can get them to 7 figures, right? If I'm a business and someone told me this, in fact, I hire a CPA, I hired an accountant. If she told me this, that I help online service-based agencies, she would have gotten me like in a heartbeat, right? Lilia says small or big businesses need CPA, but they don't know that. That's the thing. They don't know that. You know the only people who know that businesses need a CPA. Can you guys guess? Do you know the only people that knows that they need a CPA most of the time are CPAs themselves. Sila lang nakakalam na businesses need CPAs. Go ahead, ask anyone who's making more than 6 figures a month, or anyone making 1 million a month. I'm telling you, if they can get away without not having an accountant, they would. They would. And if you think that I'm a 10-year CPA is much more enticing than turning from 6 to 7 figures in a year, and this is in dollars, by the way, I would. And if you think that's more enticing, then you haven't yet really grasped the importance of focusing on value instead of the name, instead of the credentials. Here's another example. What if you're a YouTube vlogger? Are you gonna choose the one who's doing ads for 5 years, freelancer A or B, or the one like you guys already know the answers, right? Cool. Yeah, di pa din sabi ni Chin, right? Of course, right? But here's the thing, like I said, freelancer A and B are doing the same thing. They are doing the same thing. Ivy says A with a twist of B, but the thing is, what if freelancer B doesn't have an experience, right? But the thing is, experience takes a sideline, takes a side step when put in side beside, right beside a good offer. Experience, credentials, and portfolio takes a backstage when it's put right beside a good offer. Like really, like it's snap decision. If I have these two freelancers right in front of me, I would just let her be. I won't even, I won't even ask like how she does this or whatever. It's just that if he can increase my fans, I already know what he can do, right? That's what. And freelancer A or B, right? I'm not gonna ask you anymore, but you already know what this is. Like I'm a proficient website designer for 10 years. Like we have a lot of designers here who have a hard time trying to sell themselves. Like really, they're having a hard time trying to sell themselves. Why? Because they don't know. Like I'm gonna be honest with the designers here. The reason why most of you guys can sell is you don't know. You don't even know what exactly it is the results that you provide for clients. If someone asks you for a logo, you don't even know what kind of impact a logo does for the business. And I'm not saying this para malitin yung kakayahan ng mga designers. No. In fact, I'm being honest because I actually thought that that was true. Like a logo is just a logo, right? But what is the logo for? Here's an example, right? I know someone who charges $3,000 to $10,000 and above. And what he does is he just designs sales pages, not websites, not anything, just web pages. Like a single sales page. That's all he did. Like one long page. That that's that's what he does. One long page. And he's getting paid 10,000, $3,000 to $10,000. And the reason for that is because he does this for those people who are selling supplements, courses, wherein a 2% to 3% increase in conversions means millions of dollars. Now, for those people here who are saying logo is forever, branding and identity. Okay, logo is not for branding. Yeah, sure, it's branding, but here's the thing: why do you want to do branding? What's the benefit clients get when it comes to branding? And when I ask people that, they don't even know exposure, recognition, right? But what exactly are they getting? If I get exposure, what happens? If I get recognition, what happens? Exactly. Billy says revenue sales. Exactly the point. But here's the thing: you barely hear other designers talking about sales. You can't even hear them talking about revenue. Roman says sad. Roman is one of the most kick-ass creative people that I know, and it's just sad, really, that we want people to feel pity on ourselves. Like, parang I get emails like, um, paano naman to, sir? Designer lang ako. How can I charge premium? Like, designer lang? Really? Are you kidding me? I can't even draw for the life of me. I can't even draw if it means saving my life. And then you're just gonna say designer lang? I can't even design my own PowerPoint. It just ah it just pisses me off that people talk that way as if, alam mo yun, like if sobrang luging-lugi sila sa mundo. When in fact they have all the advantage. They have all the advantage. Like, dude, like sabi ko nga, like I have friends who like even on my newsletter, I even had uh, a case study of someone charging 20, 30,000 for a fucking logo. But the thing is, we can't blame other people for paying us peanuts. It's our fault. We have to own it. We have to own it. There's a mindset. It's a mindset thing. We have to own it. It's our fault for not educating them about the value of a logo. It's our fault for not telling them exactly what a logo does for their business. It's our fault for for focusing on the aesthetics of something instead of what it actually does for a business. It's our fault. It's not the audience fault. It's not the client's fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. Okay, because the moment you put yourself as a victim, nothing's gonna change. The moment you say ganyan talaga mga tao, hindi talaga nagbabayad ng malakas sa loob. The moment you say, if it's designed, you can't really charge premium fees. If it's the moment you start with that, you're not gonna get to where you want to go. I just wanna make this clear for designers who are listening here, right? Nasasayangan ako on the potential. Like there's a ton of potential in the design industry. Like a lot of people who are really good. Problem is they just can't sell themselves. That's a problem. Now, if you do this right, here's what could happen to you. Like for example, this one. This one is a case study that I did, right? A case study that I did a while back, and it's where I pretended that I was a website designer. I pretended I was a website designer and that I create websites. Now here's the problem. I I I I can't for the life of me design a freaking website. I don't have any portfolio. Obviously, I'm not a website designer. I have no credentials. Obviously, I'm not a website designer. Um, I don't have any network. People don't know me in this market. Um, I targeted people that I hate most, which is coaches. Yung mga coaches na walang pera, right? So I targeted them um, using a service that I can't, like sabi nga, website design, is something that I can't do for the life of me. Ano pa ba? Like we did this to to prove, okay, as a hand like regardless as a handicap, we did this to prove that you can't have like you can't you can not have all the advantages, right, and still get clients. Yeah, because we have people saying, oh, because you're this, because you're that, because you're already John Pagulay and you can get clients because you're already good at selling. You're, like they have all these preconceived notions. So I went out and said, let me take all the handicap and put it on me. And you know what I did? Okay. The only thing I did was the same thing I told you just now, which is crafting an offer that would fit and put it in front of the right market, just coaches. And here's what happened, right? After a couple of weeks of connecting, the funny thing happened. Okay, if you notice, it sounds weird because all I said was, "Hi, blank. I see we have mutual connections. It looks like you do impressive work, so I compelled to reach out and LinkedIn. If you're open to that, please accept." That's all I said. Nothing else. Just to prove that putting the right offer in front of the right market works. And if you notice, guys, if you watch the replies, it's funny. So I said, "Hi, John. I need a person to build a website." Okay, I need a person to build a website. Like, let's make it 125%. How about that? How about that, guys? Is that better? So I said this, and she said responded differently. "I need the person to build a website for my new biz. Nothing complicated and challenging. Would like to talk next week, right?" And then look at this other one. The same message, but the difference with the message different. "Hi, John. Would be willing to discuss, but need more than 1% increase in exchange. Let me know if you're up for the challenge." Do you guys see this? Do you guys realize exactly what's happening here? I'm not I'm not just let me know if you guys have an idea of what's happening here really. Because like what I said, all I did was craft an offer, put it in front of the right market. That's all I did. If you wanna see what my offer is, you can literally go to LinkedIn, find John Pagulayan, and you know see what I wrote. Nate says, "What nice online." This is LinkedIn. Okay. Again, the platform doesn't matter. Right? The platform doesn't matter. LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever that is. Guys, don't get caught up on the minutia, right? Don't get caught on the minutia. The important thing is putting the right offer in front of the right market. Again, I sound like a broken record because I am a broken record. And I want you guys to get the principle, not the strategy, right? Not the strategy. So for those who are wondering why I'm selling websites, even if I'm an ebook copywriter, this is the reason why. I was testing something out. And I want to prove that I could get clients even if I'm not, even if I don't have anything really, like zero advantages. So quick question, guys. Quick question. Is this clear? Is this clear? What's happening? You're closing. Yeah. Okay, guys, don't go to my LinkedIn account just yet. You have all the time in the world to go there, right? You have all the time in the world to go there. But I just want to know if you are clear with this. Okay. Maria Veronica says, "Got many questions." Sure, we're gonna be starting getting questions, right? So we're almost done with the first part. It's a three-part thing. Okay, so there. So I hope you now see how how this works, right? I hope you see how this works. If you do this right, here's what usually happens. Like for example, this one, Romer, right? He connected with Facebook. Again, the medium doesn't matter. He connected on Facebook. He just said hi. He just said hi on Facebook. That's it. "Hey, blank." And then he was asked, "Oh, Romer, what do you do?" And he said, "The offer. I help coaches and consultants get more clients through optimized marketing funnels." In fact, this is not yet like a complete offer, but just the fact that he said he helps a specific market get specific results. Look at the reply. "I like marketing funnels very much, and I'll be interested to know more about your offer." This is how you start to get clients. Here's another sample. When you do this, here's what happens when you do this. Errol says, "I want to thank you for this strategy. By the way, I did not, I did not change Errol's profile. One of our tribe members, Divine, whose expertise is, you know, crafting profiles, tried this, what I just taught you with Errol. And naka-implement ko pa lang kahapon. Kala ko di totoo. And turns out, ta-da, someone's already looking for him, looking for a recurring job, 2 to 3 landing pages every week. See what I mean? Like sometimes you don't even have to lift a finger. Just put it out there and just connect. You don't even need to say hi. Just add them because they would see your profile. And if your profile says exactly, right? If your profile has the offer that fits who it is that you're talking to, they have no choice. It's like putting the right offer in front of the right market, and then they have no choice but to message you or contact you. Kasi gutom sila eh. Kasi uhaw. Here's another example. Ito naman, uh, si Cheeky. Cheeky says, yeah, this is also for Divine. Like what she did was, again, she optimized the profile to have the perfect offer. And Cheeky says, pang-apat na client na nag-PM na yan, kaso di pa ako nag-accept ng new clients now, pero thank you so much. And I even joked around and said, oh my God, grabe naman to, what sorcery is this? Can you guys imagine this happening for you? Like having people literally reaching out and asking you about, about working with them? Can you guys imagine this? Just says, oh yes, I wish. Carlos says yes. Nate says profile optimization. Risa says, ibig lang nasupot mga requests. Yeah, I want that. Right? Evangeline says, what is nang aano? Yan tayo eh. I think I said, yan tayo nang aano. Para lang talaga dyan. I think that's what I said. Okay? So, I just want you guys, if you do this right, the one we talked about earlier, if you do this right, this is what's going to happen for you. Okay? So, again, your assignment, okay? Your assignment, you go to the next one. Here's your assignment. Write down your offer using this format. That's it. That's your assignment after this call, right? Write down your offer using this format. Or if you guys have any questions, just put it on the question pala. The Q&A is working. Okay. Nate says how to start without experience. This is actually how you start. Like you just connect and do the service. Okay. It's gonna make sense later on. Okay, once we have the full picture. Okay. Stan says, super newbie ako. Any possibilities if I can acquire premium clients? Of course. What do I need to prepare before starting? Good question. What you need to prepare? Okay. What you need to prepare is number one, find the market, find your right offer. That's it. That's all you have to prepare. Okay. JM Pineda says, paano ka mag-offer ng solution kung wala kang experience? Let me ask you, bro. When you work in the corporate, do you already have experience? None, right? So how did you know you can do the work right if wala kang experience? So meaning, in-scam mo lang yung employer mo, sinabi mo magaling ka, when in fact, di mo pala alam. Where's JM? Wala si JM. No, I just want to ask you, man. Like, you mentioned wala experience. So how did you know you're gonna do the job right? Let's have JM answer. Kasi it's the same thing that's happening every single day in the office. Guys, let's wait for JM to answer. Ayan, inuunahan niyo sa JM eh. No, I'm just asking, like, di ba, nung hinire ka, I'm a good, fast learner, I can do this, I can be a CSR, kasi it's your first time, it's your first time. Exactly, sinabi mo lang na kaya mo. So what's stopping you from doing it in freelancing? When in fact, you can actually tell that, di ba? And aralin mo pagkatapos. How can you, di ba? How can you practice something, di ba? Yan na naman tayo, chicken and egg scenario. How can you do something if you're not willing to do it first? How can you get better at something that you don't do? That's the weird part. Diba? We want to get better at something that we don't want to, we don't do regularly. So we want to get better. There it says there's lots of tutorials in YouTube. Exactly. The point here is this. It's not about whether you can do it or not. Okay? Guys, for those who are listening in, okay, this happens every time in the office, pero hindi mo lang tayo nagtataka. Pero sa freelancing, takang-taka tayo. Di ba? Ba't ganun? Ano meron sa freelancing? Ano meron sa freelancing? Sa office, parang normal lang na walang experience, pero ginagawa siya ng trabaho. Pero yung sa freelancing, parang hindi siya normal. And so, I want you guys, if you have any questions, put it on the questions tab mamaya, right? So, just wanna clarify that. And that's a big misconception. Again, whether or not you can give them kumbaga, whether or not you think you're experienced enough to offer results. Okay. That's not the question. The question is, once you get hired, would you do everything you can in your power to give them those results? Yun yung mas importanteng mindset eh. Kasi if you don't get them the results, you can you can easily return the money back. That's it. You return the money back. It's like, ba? Naka-training ka pa. Libreng training, return the money back. I don't know what's the hang up on the whole paano kung hindi mangyari, like return the money back. Why not just return the money? You know what? You know what, guys? The reason why most of us are afraid doing the service, it's not because baka hindi magkaroon ng results. I doubt it. Like really. I doubt it. Most of us, most of us actually just don't want to do it kasi baka mapahiya. We're afraid to look stupid. That's it. Yun lang naman yun eh. We just hide it in a better context because looking, ang babaw kasi we just want to look stupid. Diba? Ang babaw eh. But if you really think about it, at its core, that's it. We just hate looking stupid. We don't even care about results. Because if we really care about results, then this what I'm teaching here wouldn't be new to you. Lan says, won't failures ruin your reputation? Good question. Do you remember, Lan? Do you know nga pala, like do you know Vic Soto? Si Lan. Do you know Vic Soto? Yes. Sikat pa rin ba siya ngayon? Yes. Do you know the rape allegations against him? If someone can be accused of rape and still be doing that, and all you did was bomb the campaign, diba yun lang naman siya nga, dahil ko sana ng rape eh, and he's still doing this, right? Still doing this. But all you did was bomb a campaign, that's it. That's all. Yun lang. And we're not even as half as popular as Vic Soto. Okay. Glenn, I would suggest you put that on the question. Okay, don't spam the whole, don't spam the whole thread. We're gonna be answering that later. No, Ken, it doesn't matter if you like TVJ. It doesn't matter. I'm just asking a question. That proves that people actually, we put too much stock on ourselves. Like we think, most of us think that if I fail this, then I'm sorry, guys. We're not that popular to be even, you know, to be even remembered, right? It's not. Kahit ako eh, like I've bombed like a lot of campaigns before. Narinig niyo ba? Have you heard of it? From my clients, from my used to be clients. If you haven't heard of it, then that answers your question. I even have to tell people this, like Carlos says. Yes, I mismo nalaman. I even have to tell people this because a lot of people don't know that I failed before. So if you're too focused on, failing, like, yeah, I don't want to burst your bubble, pero hindi tayo ganun kasikat para maalala ng mga tao yung we're not that, popular for people to even care about what happened, right? So, 2 more minutes. What do you answer if your prospect asks, how can I know that you'll be able to generate my business more leads? We're gonna come to that later on. You're gonna see how we're able to, uh, you're gonna see how we're able to answer that later. Were you able to close a web design project with your experiment? Actually, I did. James Short, actually I did. But I have to pass it over kasi hindi ko alam paano gawin. Josefa, where do you post your offer? I'm not sure what you mean, Josefa. I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean post? Hindi ko alam, sorry. I have Roland, paano po magandang i-offer pag CSR? Dude, I have no idea because I'm not a CSR. So you as a CSR, only you can answer that. As a CSR, what benefit do you give your clients? Why would I hire you if you're a CSR? It's up to you kasi ikaw may alam yan. Like you're the one who knows exactly what you do and what value that you do. JM, I hope you're okay now with your question. Rita says, what platform gamit mo, Sir John? None. I don't use anything. I have no specific platform. And by platform, you mean freelancing platform, right? Okay. Anyway, I hope that we were able to answer some of your questions, right? So let's go to mistake number 2. Are you guys ready? Give me guys a quick guess if you're ready. Christine, ISS, yes. Nerge, Apple user, Kyle, Jenny. Yeah. Okay, so sige lang guys. Let me know if you're still alive and kicking. Mistake number two is that I see most freelancers do is selling their services right away. I see this all the time. In fact, when there was this time where I asked in uh in a group, and I said, "Who in here can make a website? Email me, send me an email at blank with a subject website design." I wasn't asking for anything really. I said, "Just email me." And then I have four people, I think 4 or 5 people emailing me saying, "Hi, Sir John. To be honest, I didn't even ask to be called sir." And then they said, "We, by the way, this is blank. We do CSS, JavaScript, uh, what do you call that? Um, jQuery, QQuery, X. Kulong na lang isama yung Dota sa Counter-Strike. Tapos there's the price. And you know what the price is? The price for a website design, it says they're 8,000 pesos, which for me is, well, I'm the client, right? I'm the client. So I said, since I didn't understand everything that they said, I said, "Bro, pwede magtanong?" The question mark. And I think they took it the wrong way. Kasi like two of them, when I said that question, "Guys, pwede magtanong?" They told me, "Sige sir, 4,000 na lang." I didn't even ask. I didn't even, object to the price. I just said, "Pwede bang, can I ask you a question?" That's it. And from 8,000, it became 4,000. In fact, my client back then actually was the one looking for a web designer, and the budget was $1,000. And they assigned me, and I told them that we have people here in the Philippines who can do this. And that's the problem, right? We sell our services right away. I can do this, I could do that, I could blank. But you know what? What could have made me like hire them and give them the $1,000, even if they just said it's 8,000 pesos? If only one of them could have asked me and said, "Bro, saw your post. Ano problema? How can I help you?" That's it. That was all I'm looking for. I didn't need to know that you know JavaScript, CSS. Like I don't freaking care. Wala namang alam dun eh. I don't even know half of what, even like 90% of what they said. All I know, my client needs a website. I made it now. That's it. That's all I know. If they approach me and ask me what the problem is, they could have gotten that $1,000, but they didn't. But they didn't because they sell their services right away. Okay, and I was guilty of this when I was starting out. When someone asked me, "How much do you charge?" I'm looking for someone to, what's rate, what's your rate? How do you usually work with clients, right? How do you usually work with clients? Blah blah blah. When people ask me these questions, when people ask me these questions, what what I usually say back then is, "Here's how much I charge per email." That's it. I mean, why not, right? Client na naghahanap, pakipot ka pa, di ba? Di ba? Like that's what most people say, right? Client na lumapit sa'yo, pakipot ka pa. But that's not the point there. That's not the point. What I've learned throughout my career, how you deal with questions like these moving forward, is what will dictate your future career as a freelancer. When in fact, what I should have done is to always invite them on a call like this. Like it should always be an invite to a call. Like say, "Hey Isa, thanks to you. What do you do, by the way? See what I'm talking about?" Like for every tribe member, we have the offer, right? You don't have to put a specific percentage. For SaaS and tech teams, and activating new users is your forte, then that's what you offer. And for the right people, they would say yes. Like for example, this guy sounds interesting. What things can you do, and then we can possibly work together. Instead of giving out a specific rate, instead I agreed, "Sure, would love to hop on a call with you," and then gave her link. It's simple. You don't need to make it complicated, really. I've been giving my rates since I started out. When in fact, what I should be doing and I should have done is to always invite them on a call, just like this one. Why would you want to do that, right? Why would you want to do that? Take a look at this example. Milk A, $1 per carton. Okay, $1 per carton. Milk B, $2 per carton. Jem, I suggest you ask that in the question box or save it. Doesn't sagot natin mami after the end of this one. $2 per carton. So if you're gonna choose which milk you're gonna buy, is it A or B? A or B? $1, $2. Like honestly, which milk are we gonna buy? Alright. Price wise A. Like bakit someone says price wise A, but they're the same milk. It's just milk. B thinking na may quality. Yeah, pwede. But given at face value, right? At face value, you're gonna go to the $1 per carton. $1 per carton. You're gonna go with that. Even if may brand pa, Noche Buena, you're gonna have a Christmas party. There's it's a huge gathering and and all that. You choose the smaller price regardless of the brand. What if you have a problem? What if the one buying the milk has a problem? The one buying the milk is lactose intolerant. Okay, lactose intolerant. And then you saw this, right? And you saw this. Of course, you're lactose intolerant, diba? So you're gonna buy the $2 per carton. It makes sense to buy the $2 per carton, right? But here's the thing, $2 makes sense because now it's solving a problem. In fact, diba? In fact, if you're lactose intolerant, diba? In the US, lactose-free milk is actually much expensive. It's actually much expensive. And the weird part about it is that you're actually paying more for getting way less. It's like saying you're paying more money for getting less of a milk. You're getting way less because it's out of lactose. Eh. So you're getting way less for paying more. But let's take it a little further. Say you're lactose intolerant. Diba? Say you're lactose intolerant and it's a problem because you're working out, you go to the gym, you want to grow muscles, and one of the diets that was prescribed to you was to drink milk and dairy. Which one would you buy? See, I don't even need to ask that one. Diba? Like if I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm going to the gym and I need muscles. Exactly. Carlos says $3 for protein. For those who know how much protein is worth, $3 would be a freaking steal. The third carton may seem a bit pricey, but for someone who's lactose intolerant and goes to the gym and knows the value of protein, it's gonna be a no-brainer decision. It's gonna be a no-brainer decision. And that's the thing. The bigger the problem, the bigger fees you can charge. But the problem is, how can you can't help if you don't know what the problem is in the first place? Are you guys realizing now why most people can't charge premium? Okay, the reason why people can't charge premium is because just like the example, you're offering someone the same milk, only higher price. Now, even if it has chlorella something or live microorganisms, it doesn't matter. Okay, even if the $2 per carton has all these added benefits, if I'm lactose intolerant, I'm still not buying that $2 per carton. But I would gladly pay $3 for five for someone for a milk that's without lactose. And that's why you want to get people on a call, which is the second part of our CCPP process, the call. Because aside from allowing you, okay, to charge higher fees, this process also allows you to build more trust. And trust is a huge it's a very huge factor in making people buy. It's a very huge factor in making people buy. So let me give you an example. Which doctor would you trust? Okay, which doctor would you trust? Dr. A, okay, you just imagine this. Dr. A, you went to the office, he asked you, okay, so Mr. John, what seems to be the problem? Doc, I'm experiencing headaches. And then upon saying that, the doctor said, oh, cool, headache, take this, okay? Take this medicine, headache medicine. That's Dr. A. Dr. B on the other hand, knock knock. Oh, okay, come in. Oh, John. And I said, okay, so what seems to be the problem? Well, I have a headache. And instead of just stopping there, right? Instead of just stopping there, he said, okay, so when did this start? When did, kailan ka pa may sakit ng ulo? May kinain ka ba masama? Did you eat anything, anything out of the ordinary? Guys, before you answer, you have to listen to it first. You know, did you eat anything out of the ordinary? He's trying to uncover exactly what the problem is. Pag tinataas mo ba yung batok mo? Emoji ka ba? May masakit ba? Does it hurt when you do this? Does it hurt when you do that? And then he gets up, pulls up the stethoscope, and and puts it on you. Here's the question: even if they end up right, even if they end up prescribing the same benefit, and say the same medicine, right? Even if they end up prescribing the same medicine, there's a good chance that you're gonna trust Dr. B. Not because there's effort, not because not because of anything else, not because he did the root cause analysis or or anything, but for a fact that he gave you the right prescription simply because he asked, simply because he listened on what your problem is. I could, in fact, the Dr. B could have given you the wrong medicine and you would still believe it. That's the power of asking. That's the power of being able to uncover the problem and diagnosing it. They first uncovered the problems and then they diagnosed. And I hope, do you guys get it? Like why getting on calls is really important. Because when you're saying how much is your rate, it's this. You're basically doing what Dr. A is doing, just prescribing a solution. But if you want to be Dr. B, the one who who has that trust, right? You're going to have to ask questions. And to do that, the parts is uncover. This is the part of the call, right? When you get them on a call, these are the main parts. You uncover, you diagnose, and then you confirm. You uncover, you diagnose, and then you confirm. For the uncover and diagnose, you kind of already know that. But let's see if I can play this. So guys, I'm gonna play a real snippet from AJ. Remember AJ, the guy who nagulat siya that he got, a call right away. Or here's a snippet of what he did. Let me show you this in action. Guys, were you able to hear that? Just a quick yes if you did. No, yun lang. Let me do that again.
It's just me. It's a small company, so I'm just design my products, and then I primarily sell on Amazon, but I just started a Shopify and Groupon store and things like that, and just trying to expand a bit. But I wanted to get the ManyChats going to build like an email list, making my products and getting the visibility and sales, increasing.
Okay. Currently, what's your current struggles right now?
Just increasing the sales, because I do roughly like 350 a month. And when I first started, it was way less competitive, and I was selling like 1,200 a month. So I don't I need to sell on Instagram and Facebook, like those ads and stuff, and I need to build an email list and a customer base. So my main thing would be to start advertising on the online stuff with ManyChats and chatbots and everything to generate email lists and sales is my main thing. I have no idea how to do that stuff.
So as of now, what's your current marketing? Just the website and Amazon?
Yeah, I do the only marketing is the PPC. I hired someone, the chatbots and ManyChats, and they were like $25 an hour. And they kept doing all this back-end stuff and testing stuff, and I spent, $1,000 with him and like $400 in Facebook ads, but nothing.
No results.
Yeah, so I can't afford to pay without without the results.
You talk about 350. That's products, right? You're talking about products. 350 products per month.
Yeah, selling. Yeah, units. So I'd like to. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Usually, how much is one product?
Most of them are around $20. I have some for $25, some for $30, and then I have one product for $13. the main sellers, which are the armbands, the ones that I designed, are $20, and then there's the one for 25. And then I just came out with signal blocking, radiation blocking pouch, a travel pouch or exercise, put your phone in so it doesn't get radiation, and that's $30.
So I'm assuming you currently don't have an email list, right? As of now.
No, I have a very small one, like 100. But I'd like to get that, I'd like to get a big email list. So when I get a new product, or if I want to run a sale, I can send it to, hopefully I have thousands of people.
Also, no Facebook ads just for PPC, right?
Yeah, well, I was doing Facebook ads last month, but I mean, I'd spend like $400 last month, and he wasn't getting the results, and he couldn't get the ManyChats to work. So I have the ManyChats Pro. I have the Zon pages, which allows you to do the chat bots and everything, so it's all integrated. So I have all those accounts. I'm spending monthly like $20 on that, and then $10 for the ManyChats. And I have the Pixel thing, and I had to get all that stuff, but I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Basically, I'm looking for someone to basically run chatbot, ManyChat ads on social media to increase sales, to increase my Amazon ranking via keywords, and to get emails.
Okay, so from you're saying that you're having 350 products now per month. What's your target? Maybe just 1 year from now. What's your ideal target?
I'd like to be selling 100 a day.
So your target market is worldwide, right? Or just US, or just?
As of now, it's the US. Like I have my Shopify website where I could ship anywhere. But for Amazon, it's just in the US. I was in Europe for a little bit, but that was a pain in the butt. But there's opportunities with my products with the armband. Like a casino just bought like 100 of them because they use them on the casino floors. A shipping company in Sweden got some. There was a store in Spain that ordered like 4,000 units to sell in their store. So there's like all these opportunities. Like LinkedIn would probably be a great place to get some exposure as well. But so they could be used for many other things besides exercise. So marketing is the main thing that I would need.
Yeah. Because I can see that the product's good, right? Especially if you're traveling, if you're...
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the conversation? Okay, what do you guys think? Natulala na kayo? Okay. Ito yung tanong ko. Ako magtatanong sa inyo. And you have to answer honestly, You have to answer honestly. Was AJ exemplary in the English language? Sobrang galing ba niya mag-English? Ayan. Kasi ito yung mga di ba? When someone says go on a call, ang first na instinct is to say, di ba? Is to say, hindi ako magaling mag-English Right? That's the most common objection. Right? Another thing, hindi po ako madaldal. So, let me ask you, was AJ talking a lot? Maganda probing question niya, says Adam. Right. Adam says he's just asking the right questions. Okay? In a sense, basically, he listens. Exactly, guys. Ayan, galing. Sino mo nang sabi ng he listens? And see, Athena says more listening. Dao says he listens. Rufel says more on listening. Exactly. Ben says more on listening. Exactly. Anna says, to be honest, I didn't hear AJ speak. I would have thought siya client. Me too. Actually. Diba? And basically what AJ was doing is simply asking questions that would give him more clues on how to better help the client. That's it. That's all he does. And based on the snippet alone, okay, based on the snippet alone, we found that the client has trouble increasing sales. We found that he can't increase Amazon rankings. He has no idea what to do. He hired someone before, but didn't work. 350 products per month, $20 on average. Don't have a list of clients and prospects. And lastly, don't know how to do chatbots, right? He doesn't have those. Then again, that's only, like I said, that's only the uncover and the diagnose part. But what if, guys, I want you guys to really pay attention this time. Okay. Darren says, how much did AJ earn? $3,500. Okay. I want you guys to really pay attention this time. All right? Because, di ba, if from the connecting, nagulat lang si AJ, bigla na lang may nag-call. Then he went on a call and he didn't really say much. Right? He didn't really say much. He just asked questions. All right. And then we found out the problem. Right? Now, what if we could, diba, at the end of the call, this is the confirm part, right? Right? This is the confirm part. So at the end of the call, all he's gonna say, just want to clarify what you shared with me today. So your primary objective is to find someone to do the marketing for you that would result to increase sales, increase Amazon rankings for your products. At the same time, you want professional help in building yourself an email list of prospects and clients you can market your products to. And the only thing that's holding you back is that you don't have yet an idea of what to do and how to implement the strategy effectively. If you notice, all we're doing is what? What are we doing here? Can anyone chime in? What exactly are we doing here? Yeah, actually, we're not even paraphrasing. We're literally using the same words. Yeah, just repeating what the client said. Exactly. Repeating what the client said. And when you do that, when you do that, right? When you do that and you say, did I get that right? And he says, yep, that's it. Sometimes clients would actually say, okay, just sometimes would actually say, that's exactly my problem. Yep, you got exactly what I need. When all you did is actually just listen and repeat what they said. Inulit mo lang. Exactly. That's the funny part, right? We think that, we when we do this, we have to be like, talkative. We have to be excellent in the English language and all that. But indeed, like say for example, you already have this. Remember, you're writing the problems as you speak to them. Diba? You're writing it down. Did I get that right? Yes. Cool. I see. Anyway, thanks for sharing all those valuable details with me. So here's what's gonna happen next. What I'm gonna do for you is send you a document this coming Friday that outlines the detailed strategy we can do to help you increase your sales monthly, increase your Amazon rankings, and build your email list at the same time. It would also include the time required to complete it, the deliverables to accomplish all the goals you've shared with me today, together with the investment. Sounds good? Of course it's gonna sound good. Yun yung problema niya eh. You just told me na, here's your problem, and here's what we're gonna do to solve your problem. Of course it's gonna say so. Yes, of course. All right. Glad to talk to you today. Happy weekend, blah, blah, blah. Say goodbye. That's it. That's what exactly how a call should go. Josh, but how can we deal with different accents? What do you mean, man? What do you mean? But that's how a call should go. Okay. Was it, guys, was it hard? Was it easy? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Really? You can't do this? Are you sure? Repeat screenshot. Oh, sige na, pagbigyan, repeat screenshot daw. And, right. Yeah, it's just literally listening in to what the problem is, uncovering what the problem is, diagnosing the problem, and confirming, and then right? That's all you do. Yeah. And what Carlos says, feeling niya din yung kaya basahin niyo during call. Exactly. And Kevin Mark says, Americans aren't Nazis, grammar Nazis. Exactly. It's scripted. Of course. How the hell would she do this? James Schwartz, we already mentioned how to end the call. It's this. Sounds good? Yes. All right. That's it for me. Talk to you soon. I'll send, just wait for the document. Cool. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Now, What matters again is listening to your prospects' problems. That's it. And when you do this right, when you do this right, this is what happens. I think this is from Cheryl, right? This is from Cheryl. DC went great, Discovery Call went great. He wants to work with me on a long-term basis, not just one project. Wala pang akong proposal. Um, wala pa ako si client, grabe yung bilib niya sa akin. Wala pa akong napatunayan, oh my God. Ano ba itong pinasok ko? Ayan. So Moodle level 9999. This is funny, right? So here's another one. Here's another one. We get this all the time. Like, oh my God, John. Kalimutan lang ginawa. Gusto ko sabihin, bakit laging effective ang script mo? Kainis ka, na pobre at pumatok sa interview. I felt medyo matagal. Anyway, at yun, I was hired on the spot. My goodness, wala akong kalam-alam sa niche niya, real estate. Though lahat naman napapag-aralan, right? Tama siya, lahat napapag-aralan. Hindi ko lang talaga in-expect to, kaloka. Gagawa tuloy ako ngayon ng detailed action plan kasi syempre, pinubeto ko yung script mo, payabang ako eh. And then this one, by the way, she was able to close the client on the call itself, and she was paid $2,000 for it. Can you imagine that? Going on a call, just asking questions, and getting paid $2,000 for it. Here's what you have to remember, guys, right? Here's what you have to remember. Again, we're going back to the basics. Baka mamaya nagtatanong na naman kayo sa isip niyo. Diba? Like, wow, what happened? What sorcery is this? That's not important. Okay? What's important is number one, you put the right offer and the right client in front of the right market. That's number one. And second is this: the clients are buying, who are the most willing to pay, are not buying their way into something, but rather they're buying their way out of something. Okay, that's what they're doing. The clients are buying their way out of something. Those are the folks who get, who pay good money. That's why you want to ask problems, right? Because you want to get those problems because they want to get out of those problems. And if you can help them get out of those problems, you're going to be paid good money. It doesn't matter if it's $3,500 or $20,000 or $53,000. It doesn't matter. If you can get them out of those problems, they're going to pay you, based on the value that you provide, right? Now, for those who are asking for proposals, we're going to get there. But before we do, I just want to make sure that you're getting this right. So if you plan, to make this work, I suggest writing down the questions you think will give you enough clue on how best to help them. And if you're just starting out, for those who are starting out and literally have no clue at all, like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? If you're just starting out, I suggest get with someone. For example, you chose to be a social media manager, right? You chose to be a social media manager. Then get with a social media manager. Connect with them. Tell them what are the usual problems that most most ex-clients have. Ask those who are already ahead of you. Okay. Although in AJ's case, right, in AJ's case, he had an unfair advantage because literally he could just go to the vault, just the vault that we have inside the tribe. So what he did was simply copy the scripting from other chatbot freelancers inside the tribe, inside our vault. That's what he did. Now that you know how to get people interested, Lilia asked that question mamaya sa questions box. Okay. Now that you know how to get people interested in what you have to offer, Paolo, you can ask a question later sa question box then. Now that you know how to get people interested in what you have to offer, right? And now what you should be doing when you invite them on a call, it's time to go to the third mistake. And I want to know if you guys are still alive and kicking. I need at least 100 yeses. I need 100 yeses.
Wow. Okay, so John Ray says clicking and alive.
Yes, coach. Glenda says 100 yes. Grabe naman. Eileen says yes. Daryl says alive and kicking. And very much so. Nice. It's good to see you guys, awake and enthusiastic. Right? Lang yes pa. I don't know. Actually, pag sabi ko ng yes, Kung sabi ko na put in yes, 100 na agad eh. So I didn't even bother reading it. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the third one, right? Let's go to the third one. Third one is mistake number 3. Yeah. Impressing clients with their portfolio and experience. Okay. Now, you see, here's the problem with, with most freelancers, right? Most proposals would look like this. I guess, does it look family to you? My name is blank. I have X years of X experience in X. I'm a quick learner, that team player. As if your client has, as if your client has a clue that that's true. I graduated with a bachelor's degree and one awesome degree from the University of Awesomeness. I have logged more than 2,000 hours in Upwork, which means I'm trustworthy. I can do everything you want. I can do CSS, I can do JavaScript, I can do Dota, Counter-Strike, anything you want. But I specialize more in making websites. Yung specialize niya, ang dami pa rin eh. I don't even know what specialized means anymore when I see Upwork profiles. It's like, how do you specialize in 5 things? Like, I specialize more in win, more skills, more fun. Akala yata nila, di ba? Akala yata nila raffle, yung, yung skills department, maramihan yung skills. And here's what my clients say about me. That's yung mga, and I say here, useless testimonials, because the testimonials say, Ivy Joy is so, is so easy to work with. Right, mga ganon. He's so determined to help other people. Ganyan. He's a team player. Those are the usual testimonials. Those are the usual testimonials that I see out there. So now that we've talked about number 1, the mistake number 1 and mistake number 2, do you now guys see why clients are not lining up to hire you? Do you guys see? Never must ask and give us the right proposal. Then ayoko. Feedback. If there's feedback, that's because it's raining, it's thundering, and stuff. Yeah. And yung nagkukuskus is yung aso ko. Kasi kumulog, so takot siya. Mistake number 3, impressing clients with their portfolio and experience. So most proposal would look like this. Come here, master. Yung aso, natakot siya. Okay. So here's what the new way looks like. Here's your problem. Here's what we need to focus on to solve that. Here's what we're gonna do to solve it. Here's how much you need to invest so we can solve this for you. That's how we send proposals. Is this clear, guys? Like how we send proposals? Does it make sense? Does this make sense for you? Does this make sense for you? Now, you guys were laughing at the slide earlier, right? But I suggest go, for those who are not familiar, I suggest go to Upwork, take a quick look at the usual profiles. Ganon. In fact, I literally copy-pasted this. I literally copy-pasted that from someone else's profile. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people promote their services by dazzling their clients with other 20 skills that they have. And the only reason, guys, the only reason why, we can't help but do this, the reason why we can't help but do this kind of proposal is it's because we got used to to being an employee instead of being a business. Lahat naman tayo ganun sa simula, di ba? Ganun din ako dati. I really thought that putting my best foot forward is the best way to get a client. Application, ganun. But here's the new way. As I learned that if you want to charge high fees and make clients say yes to what you offer, you can't simply talk about how awesome you are or how experienced you are. You have to talk about how exactly are you going to solve their problems. That's what you need to talk about. How exactly are you going to solve their problems? That's it. Just like this one. Now, let me go and do this for you. Okay, so this is the proposal part of the process. We done the C, call, and now the proposal. So here's your problem. Let's start with here's your problem. Now, let me see if you guys are really listening. Is this familiar? And if it is familiar, where exactly do you say this? Or when exactly do you say this?
Yun. Let's see kung sino mga tama dito. Kat says, Miles says call. Jen says after the call. Kat says confirm. Kerensky confirm. Hazel before ending the call. John Ray after the call. Mariel recorder. Wing confirmation. Yep, guys. By the way, this is the confirm part. Diba? Ito yung confirm na part eh. Okay, ayun, nakalimutan nyo na agad. Hindi pa tayo tatapos yung ano eh. So you say this before you end the call, right? You say this before you end the call, right? Now, take a look. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this. That's the here's your problem part. Hey, John, I'm really glad. Now, I know it's kind of like cheating when we do this. Kasi di ba ginamit na natin siya dun sa end ng call, pati ba naman sa proposal, gagamitin pa rin natin siya. But that's exactly the case, right? That's exactly the case with this one. Okay, is it getting blurry? Okay, so hey, John, I'm really glad that you reached out to me about your marketing. I appreciate you answering all my questions and sharing important details that help me a lot in understanding where you are right now. So in your business and and how I can help you grow even more by bringing in more sales and building your online presence. So during our call, you mentioned that your problem is to find someone to do the marketing for you that would result to increase in sales and increase Amazon rankings. Okay. And at the same time, you want professional help in building yourself an email list of prospects and clients you can market your products to. And the only thing that's holding you back is that you don't have yet an idea of what you do and how to implement the strategy effectively. Okay. Guys, if it's a bit blurry, it may be on your end. Because if other people are seeing it clear on their end, then syempre, sabihin yung source, malinaw din. Yung cut blur when you played the audio call. Malinaw na daw, right? So do you guys see it? So let's get back to this, right? This is the confirm part, right? This is the confirm part. And this is the way here's your problem. Ta-da! So if you notice, right? If you notice, the here's your problem part is basically a what? What's the here's your problem part? Exactly. The same thing that we said on the confirm. What they said is the problem. That's basically what we're doing as an intro. Yun lang yun. Yun lang yun, right? Just repeating the problem right in front of them. Then next part, okay? Next part. So we're done with here's your problem. So here's your problem. Next is here's what we need to focus on to solve that. So imagine this, right? I told you, okay? I told you that I'm really glad, blah blah blah. I appreciate you answering all my questions during our call. Here's your problem. At the same time, here's your problem. And the only thing holding you back is you don't have an idea of what to do and how to implement this strategy effectively. With that in mind, okay, tuloy-tuloy to guys, ah. With that in mind, our main focus is to create a marketing campaign that will give you a repeatable, scalable process generating sales using the process we have been using to help our clients. Using our expertise and experience, you don't need to figure out on yourself, make more mistakes on your own, and push yourself too hard just to make it online in the online marketing world. Our long-term goal would be to get as many buyers to see your product and convert them inside the buyer's journey using the right medium, which will be a combination of paid traffic and organic SEO. Anyway, that's not the point. Okay, that's not the point. The point of me showing this to you, okay, the point of me showing this to you is that it's so far, it's really far from this. You guys, it's not even close. So how can we expect to close clients at premium fees if all we're talking about is ourselves? Dito, wala ka nga nakita dito na talking about skill ni ano. Tapos wala pang mention na skill ni AJ. There's not even a mention of chatbots in here. And if you see, with that in mind, since here's the problem, our main focus is to do this. In fact, medyo mali pa siya dito kasi he made some jargon, like Facebook ads and organic SEO. But I'm assuming that the reason why he included this is because the client already knows. If you listen to the interview earlier, the client kind of already knows what Facebook ads and SEO is. Here's what we need to focus on, right? Here's your problem. Here's what we're going to do to focus on to solve that. And here's what we're going to do to solve it. So this is what that looks like. Okay? This is what that looks like. Now, for those who are new, right? For those who are new to freelancing,
don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated by the sheer amount of I know. He's just using simple words, right? They're just using simple words and creating copy and content. You're going to post videos and photos of your products and their benefits. If you get testimonials, add to the audience, blah blah blah, and all that. Number two, identifying your audience. Basically, what you're doing here is you're showing your client how exactly are you gonna solve the client's problems on a chronological order or fashion. No free slides, Mark. You're gonna have to listen, and right. So you're gonna have to do this in a chronological order. DM says, "Bakit you offering now without spending a dime on ads?" Right, but remember that's the client's problem. Diba? Client says they spend blank on Facebook ads, they blank or whatever, right? And if you notice here, wala namang sinabing they're gonna spend something on Facebook ads. But even if he said here Facebook ads, that's literally answering the client's problem. So why not include it if that's gonna solve the client's problem? You know? Okay. So the most the most common mistake most freelancers make in this part, okay, in this part is this. They tend to fill this out with jargon. We're gonna do SEO, on-page SEO with backlinks here and there, with etc. etc. We're gonna do chatbots, many chats, webcam, front cam, back cam, whatever. Ganun. And they do that. Like freelancers really do this. Okay, they do this because they think that by doing that they sound smart. They hope that they impress the client with what they know. Mukhang maraming alam to, maraming alam na terms. Do you really think clients go that way when you send the proposal? Yeah, they probably thinking something. They probably thinking ng tanga naman ito. That proposal ini like I just want to know if they can help me. But nagpasikat. And that's the problem with most freelancers. They can't get away from that model kasi that's how they feel good about themselves. But for us here on the call, I'd rather that we make the client feel good about our services instead of us feeling good about ourselves. I think that's a much better approach. And here's how much you need to invest to solve it. And this is where we go with the pricing. Oh, by the way, the strategy, we didn't include the whole strategy, of course. We didn't include the whole strategy. Dalawang strategy lang yun nandyan. Okay, so here's how much you need. Okay, so if you can see, right, the recommended solutions was 3,500 and then investment number two. Okay, and the client given another option of 2,000, he chose 3,500 instead of 2,000 month. And here's the thing: I want you guys to take a look at this one on top, the measured results. Now that's okay. So now here's something, right? Now the proposal would work, right? The proposal would work even if we didn't put a measured result. Okay, parang ano lang to, parang it's more like a sinigang mix. It's more like a sinigang mix wherein if you add it, then there's probably gonna be more flavor, like that umami flavor, like the Ajinomoto flavor. But it's not included. It's not needed. Okay, but if you can include it, that would be better. Okay, like for example, in this one, the client said their goal is 100 per day. So this is a bit conservative. In 90 days, okay, 90 days that's 2,000 units. In 90 days too, in 90 days. The client's already getting 350 per month. So that's like, you know, that's over 1,000 items already. That's over 1,000 items already. All he needs to do is add another 1,000 for the next 90 days. 90 days is a really long time. But by showing, right? But by showing that, diba, like they stand to gain $12,000. Here's the question for you, right? Here's the question for you. Would you invest 3,500 to get 12,000 in return in less than 3 months? Would you invest? Now, I don't know about you, if you know about anything about investing. Okay, I don't know if you know anything about investing. Let's say I saw a question, Mark. I want you to ask that question again, mamaya, right? Here's the thing, diba? I don't know if you guys know anything about investing, but kahit MLM, hindi pa yung gawin yan. They cannot do, ilang X%, like 10x in less than 3 months. Even stocks can't do that unless you're playing with with day trading.
But then again, that's crazy money right there. IB Joy, it is applicable to a bookkeeping job. Remember, I just showed you earlier. Let me find that. This is a bookkeeper. By just maintaining the books, he is able to tweak the model for increased profit. He gives suggestions on how to sustain it and know exactly how to use the profit for maximum impact. And that's a problem with most. That's a problem with with most bookkeepers kasi, di ba? They don't. Ito, Ivy, wag sasama ang loob sa akin. That's a problem with most bookkeepers kasi all they do is keep the books. They don't take that extra step of telling the client, okay, right? Like, okay, so you're spending this amount on this. How about we put that in here para hindi siya nakakapasalan? Or how about medyo negative ka na sa, sa expense mo, sa net income mo? How about we put that money here so that you can, we have like a runway for that next product launch that you're gonna do. That's the problem kasi. We don't do that. So how can you literally say, like that guy can say he can move 6 figures to 7-figure companies in dollars, and that's because he does a lot, not really a lot. He instead of just being an accountant, what he does is he goes into a business, identify the leaks, identify how to position money para mas malaki yung runway ng business, how to identify where to put the budgets in, right? Yun eh. That's how that's how those kinds of people. Okay, if you're an accountant, I would suggest you follow Adam Rundle. A for Adam and Eve. Again, Adam Rundle. RU, N like Nancy, D for dog, L for Larry, E for Edward. I would suggest you follow his Facebook. Like the guy is on fire when it comes to content. And he does it, and he's a CPA and a bookkeeper at the same time, but he doesn't talk about him being a CPA. What he talks about is he always talks about how he can move a business from this to this. That's what he does. Okay. So mga walang pangalan, can you repeat the name for Terrence again? Angelino's right. Adam Rundle. Again. So that's the proposal part, diba? So if you're offering 12,000 in return for 3.5, you're gonna get it. Here's another example for SEO. Now again, here's the what they say is like rubber meets the road. You would have no idea how to compute this if you didn't get them on a call and ask them questions. You guys get it? Because you might skip the call part and just do the proposal. It doesn't work that. Your proposal feeds off the call that you just did. So in this example, like he knows like there's a 12K list at a low price of 25, etc., etc. When he counted, that's a total of 375 from launching a sales funnel, right? And we haven't included the blah blah blah, the 45,000 per month. So literally, the client is getting in a year, right? Is getting literally over $500,000 if they do this right, okay? If they do this right, here's what's gonna happen. So my question to you is, because Ferville asked for $5,000 for this, would you trade 5K in for potential 375K in the future? Would you? Carlos says about 5K lang. Exactly. That's exactly my question. But yeah, and that's for SEO. And the funny thing is, most people who does SEO always tell me it's hard to show results for SEO. Well, Ferville just did. SEO is search engine optimization. Okay, guys, here's what okay. I would suggest not to look at the skill. Kasi ito na naman tayo eh. We're going back to tactics and strategies. Don't just focus on the principles, guys. You should not even care what SEO is. You should not even care kung ano mang skill yung nandito. Okay? You should not even do that. Focus on the part wherein we talked about, here's your problem, here's what we're gonna focus on to solve it, here's here's how we're gonna solve it, and here's how much. Nagsisimula na naman kayo you're starting to get attracted to the skill. That's not, there are a lot of SEO freelancers who are broke. There are a lot of chatbot people that don't have any money. It's not the freaking skill. Are we clear with this, guys? Are we clear? Medyo mainit ang ulo ko sa ganyan eh. Like, it's not the skill, it's not chillax lang. No, chillax ako. I'm just beginning to see a trend kasi. I'm just beginning to see it. I want to cut it off right now. Okay? I want to cut it off right now before you even think about it. Because you put yourself at a disadvantage if you keep on thinking about it's the skill that makes the premium fees. No. Even a normal VA would make more than you if she follows this process. Parang gusto naman bata. Hindi naman. Slight lang. Like I said, this is not your normal webinar training, right? This is not your normal webinar training. So don't expect me to act like the rest of those guys teaching. Okay? Iba to. If you're offended, you can leave now. I could care less. Masaya pa rin kami dito. Let's play to our strength. Exactly. Okay. So, and if done right, okay, if you do this right, if you do this right, if you do if you try to avoid mistake number 1, to mistake number 2, to mistake number 3, here's what's gonna happen. Ito si Perville, siya yung may SEO, 5K sales commission on a marketing project. Sheila closed 2 clients in a week for her client. Like those are 20K sales for the client. And you know what she used to close those 20K sales? It's the same exact format that I showed you guys earlier. It's the same exact thing. Can you imagine using that to close 20K sales? And you just learned it on a free webinar. Diba? That's exactly it. Just uncover, you diagnose, you confirm. That's it. Now others kasi would think, well, ibibigay ba niya to ng libre? Well, I just did. I just did give it. So, huwag mo nang isipin ba, we just give it for free. That's it. And if it's too simple, if you find it too simple, that's your brain telling you na it's probably not possible or something like that. And I said, kaya ko that the reason why we showed you all the proof earlier is so that when this part comes, now your brain is wrestling with, is it gonna work or not? Your brain has no doubt in its mind that it's gonna work. And then there's April, okay, sent these proposals, and for pricing things, that's happened. 35, 22. Like who would think? Like ask outside, like anyone. Ask anyone in the freelancing community. That's not in our circle. And if you tell them these things, they're gonna say that you're crazy. Okay. So I would suggest Lilo when you tell people other people this stuff. There's a good chance they won't believe you. And here's other things that would happen. Giselle, like fancy CMs, a branding strategy, for premium clients, 12 practical. Oh, and Shoden. Shoden, by the way, is a creative. He does videos. So for those creatives out there, being a creative is not an excuse, right? Tama na yung self-pity. Let's find out how exactly we help clients, right? Let's find out how exactly we help clients. Like for example, Shoden here, he helps clients. He knows exactly what he can help with. Yeah, he can close clients like that, right? And by the way, I think 8,000 of that is just consulting. I think 8,000 pesos, if I'm not mistaken. $8,000 was only for consulting, meaning he's not even doing the work. It's just for consulting. It's crazy when you think about it. Here's another one. Dina sent a 20K video proposal. Did not accept it. And for most of us, 20K is a huge thing. It's almost impossible to even think about that. The clients would pay for 20K. Charlie, ito Lodi ko to, si Charlie. Like he said, he charged $20,000 for. Like he charged $1,000 for a single 90-second video, if I'm not mistaken. 90-second video to be paid. Again, a creative. Creative, 90-second video, 20K. Dude, wag na sasabihin sa labas because if you tell other people this outside, they would think you're crazy, right? So let's just keep it to ourselves, right? But at least now you know. The reason why I'm showing you this now is now you know exactly how they do it. Diba? Now you know. The reason why they can do that is because number one, their offers right in front of the right market. They diagnose instead of being interviewed, and they really send proposals instead of bragging about themselves. The land of the mediocrity, the winners are the crazy ones. Well, to be honest, bro, I just think we're the crazy ones, even without the winners. I just think we're the crazy ones. That's it. Period. Okay. So anyway, I know I would get this question. Pero John, I don't really have any experience. That's in zero. I don't really have experience in zero. Wala ako naintindihan sa mga sinabi ko and all that. Now, here's the thing. Here's what AJ, di ba si AJ? Here's what AJ. It looks like a successful, di ba? Like parang ano, it's as if he's been doing this the whole time. Diba? Did you guys notice? Like the proposal, it's so professional. The call, it went well. It's as if he was doing this like his whole life. But here's the secret. Okay? Here's the secret. Ayun yung kadugtong nun. Ayun yung kadugtong nun. Right? Natuloy yung DC, stick lang sa script, then gawa ng proposal. Like I've told you, he just copied the scripts from people who already did it. That's all he did. He just copied the script and stick with it. So if you felt that he was being an expert, he was actually reading what he's gonna ask. And here's the other one. At nakakatawa yung sa proposal ay hindi ako magaling sa English. So kapag pinost ko dito yung proposal, makikita nyo, aba, nabasa ko na to sa iba ha. Kasi apat na proposal yung ginayahan. So if you think as well that he was an expert and he was doing that all and more, well, what he did was actually just copy the proposal from 4 people and others. Alam ko na ba yung skill na in-offer ko? Hindi din. Right? Hindi din. But, here's a big but. If you notice here, what he said, nagbago na yung buyer na hala, baka hindi ko magawa yung gusto ni client to maraming magaling sa tribe na handa ka tulungan kaya go lang ng go. Hindi ka 190. So, if right now you're doing this, you're starting out, my best advice is to have have some people who would support you. That's the biggest secret actually when it comes to freelancing. Have people that would support you. Now it doesn't mean, right, brings us ask question exactly. Now here's the thing, it doesn't have to be the tribe. It doesn't have to be the tribe. Okay? It doesn't have to be the tribe. You could create your own group of SEO experts and then ask questions there. Okay? You could. Huwag ka lang magpo-post sa ibang mga group kasi baka sabihin i-google mo na lang. just connect, right? Just connect. And then, and make those genuine connections. Risa says, Angeline, kasama ka na dyan next webinar. Actually, I was having a hard time trying to figure out which screenshots I should attach. Kasi we have over 340 screenshots. So for me to select 20, put in a webinar, mahirap yun. Yeah, so we have to stick to what supports the topic. So I hope you guys get that, right? Like AJ went into this literally without knowing anything. Ang hawak lang niya is the belief that if he does get this client, that people are gonna help him. That people are gonna help him make this work. So if you're new and you think that because the strategies I mentioned earlier, it's enough to get your client, right? But if you want to do great work, I suggest either buying a course, not the tribe. If we don't have courses inside the tribe, buy a course or getting someone, being held accountable by someone. He says, "Pa-join naman po. It's close as we speak." Okay. So here's another one. Okay, here's another one. Michael, by the way, sent a proposal for YouTube. And the funny thing about it is that he charged 3,000 for the initial, 1,500 monthly retainer, and 10% is in the sales commissions, right? And all he did is send a proposal, right? So he says, pay this ego, and here laid out specific details. He needs to be rest assured because he knows I don't know YouTube ads. Now here's something that most people don't get about the way we do this. They think that we make tribe members lie to get a client. That's not how we do things. You can ask any tribe member, and they would tell you that's something that I don't really, support. In fact, even the term na parang sasabihin nila na can I have a copy, can I have your example work?
and then some would say, I'm on NDA, even if hindi naman. That really pisses me off. So I advise him not to lie when it comes to getting clients. He's just gonna bite you in the ass, right? Yeah, exactly. We help each other, right? So, right, bawal sinungaling. Now, you don't have to volunteer, right? That, you know, oh, by the way, I don't know YouTube ads. You don't have to volunteer. But if they do ask you and tell you and ask you and said, by the way, do you have any experience? Exactly, but the testimonials dapat earn. Exactly, we don't, bawal yung nagbibigay lang ng testimonial na, ano, right? But that's exactly how we do things, okay? Just because I'm telling you to do the first 3 steps doesn't mean you need to lie. If they ask you, have you done this before? You can answer with a straight face, no. But I would try my best. I would do my best to help you out, do this, do this, do that. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that clients are willing to choose you even if you don't have any experience. Because number 1, you were honest. And number 2, you talk about their problems. And only around 5 siguro or 4% of freelancers ever talk about their problems. Kahit yung my experience na they don't take the time to find out what the problem is. Yung masakit na likod example, I don't think we have the time for that. It's already 11. Yeah. Pero maganda sana yun. Maganda sana yun. Right? And here's the thing about Michael, by the way. Michael has earned up to 9,500 a month working 2 hours a day for this client. Can you guys imagine that? Almost $500,000 pesos working 2 hours a day by just taking a chance. Diba? He took a chance. He didn't know what YouTube ads is. That's what he did in real life. He took a chance. He sent a proposal. Of course, pinareview niya, diba? He didn't know exactly what he's gonna do, but he's willing to make it work. And now, it's still his client. Okay? Mark says, paano kung kunin ni client yung proposal ni freelancer tapos pagawa niya sa mas mura? Now, here's the thing, man. Number 1, you don't have to say like the step-by-step. Right? If you saw the proposal earlier, all we're talking about is what we're gonna do and how it's gonna help them. Here's what we're gonna do, and here's why we're gonna do it. Here's how it's gonna help. Wala namang click this, click that. Walang ganun eh. So even if they give it to another freelancer, what's important is the execution. Okay. And if I were you, I would remove this question from your mindset, because this is scarcity mindset at work. And if you have that kind of mindset, it prevents you from giving out the utmost value that you can provide. And that's yun pa naman yung yung mantra namin, come from a place of help. Come from a place of help. Okay. Glenn says, I just want to ask, what if I have a client but they don't want to accept the offer because it's too high, but he wants my service? If he really wants your service, he's gonna get it, even if it's too high. So that's an excuse, man. Huwag ka magpapabola sa mga ganun. Para ka na lang yan, gusto ko talaga itong damit na to, kaya lang 50 lang yung pera ko eh. Makarinig ka na ba ng ganun? Diba? Galing yan sa mga misis ng Divisoria. Exactly. Papapayag. You know the value that you provide, stick with it. Right? So there. Today we've covered the full step-by-step process on how to close projects without having any experience, credentials, and portfolio. The 3 biggest mistakes most local freelancers make about their advice, and how their advice is hurting you, really. Diba? How to make selling simple. The 4-part structure to your proposals to make your service look like an investment, not an expense. You already know that. Another thing, we've also learned about the difference between the old way and the new way of doing freelancing, what to do to attract prospective clients to work with you, when getting on calls are important, and how it allows you to charge more compared to your competitors. We also learned why finding out your prospect's problem gives you the power to raise your fees exponentially, and much, much more. Before, I want you to tell me this before we have all this na we learned na, diba? I want you to tell me this, and I really want you to tell me that you're really committed to do what it takes to make this happen for you? Are you ready to start getting results? Or at least would you promise to at least try, not just for your sake, but your family and loved ones? Nice. I really hope the answer is yes. Because we've been 3 hours here. We gave it almost everything we got. Right? Kung kasha lang na 5 hours, diba? We could have made this 5 hours. Now, I did give you my word, right? That I will help you, get there better, faster, with fewer results, with fewer frustrations, pala, that you can create bigger success than than doing it uh, prior to this webinar. Anyway, questions. And questions muna guys. Wag isa try ba? Let's see here. Okay, what do you answer if your prospect asks, how can I know that you'll be able to generate my business more leads? Okay. Ken, I would suggest if you're inside the workshop group is to watch the video where I talked about how to handle objections, right? How to handle objections. In there, I go in depth on how you counter this kind of objection. So whoever Ken is, yun yung sagot. Go to the workshop, look for the video that I made, which is about handling objections. Done. How can you be sure that you can increase it? Parehas lang to. Josefa, where do you post your offer? Guys, if you have any questions, put it on the question box para masagot natin lahat. Where do you post your offer? Josefa, your offer, hindi ko pa rin nagigets to, but I'm guessing you're talking about your profile. So you can do it anywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, Upwork, anywhere you have a profile, you got to have the offer in it para ikaw ang hinahanap.